cashless in the fastest society, where the vax and the mass are the blame for the dying street. You the root race, they medieval. Eat the cheap food they feed you or read through these fools. Restorer or rebel, can't play God unless acquainted with the devil. Polarity you choose, acquainted with its level. Frequency, distance is an illusion, so please unveil the confusion. Look beyond the shadow of the late and hollow years, see the far and distant lands where tomorrow appears. Put it in perspective, decision of each being the latest, most accurate vision of peace, where each one teach one to reach one, freeze one from under the trees and stump of the impeached one. Remember, all skin folk are not kinfolk. While I hold a sword in my left hand, I write a pen to pen quotes. Word to see Lord L, I'ma be more hell to these foreigners till they leave our air, land, and seashore and sell their asses right back across that agua. Screw y'all's dishonorable dogma. Something proper with no lube to pass. 25 years I've been the son of solitude. The oil that fuse my chakras is cruel. Love my people towards the evils. I'm heartless and rude. Firstborn of Inkle, the dawn of the twinkle. Twinkle little sun, I got bright and I could think too. I blink through a wrinkle in time, Rip Van Winkle and rhyme. And my shit stinks to link you to such shit you rather have. Hey, I sink you. I not only know the ledge, I'm on the brink too. They want to extinct you. Your essence is viable. Crimes against humanity, your oppressors liable. They try to write on my recital, yet my presence vital as the session's title. Welcome to the seventh cycle. The heart of man is as the sun, the reception order for the divine ray of spiritual intuition descended unto man. The brain of man is as the moon, the source of human intellect. The body of man is the earthly vehicle. Let the sun impregnate the moon, or let the spiritual fire prompt the human intellect. And let the result fructify in the womb of a purified body. And you will develop the son of the sun, the quintessence, the stone of the wise, true wisdom, and perfect happiness. Akishiwa. The human heart cries out for help. The human soul implores us for deliverance. But we do not hear their cries, for we neither hear nor understand. But the man who hears and understands we call crazy and flee from him. This is a call to my ancestors. Rid the land of damn settlers. Turn our signs to hand gestures. Whether we feeling the man's pressure. Sun will store each clan better. Planting the devil to stand the weather. It's a must we band together. Put that on Abraham and Esther. From Castilians to conquistadors, Iberians and traitorous Moors. Didn't arrive as friends to us, whether as slavers, invaders, or disguised traders, missionaries, Islamic Christians with dictionaries. No mutual goal to coexist. Those warships in our tributaries. Military tactics to test shores. Foreigners have no respect for treaties and oath. I expect more from those who want to conquest except war. They didn't bring women during the invasions. The minds were on rape, miscegenations, the spread of mis and disinformation which manufactured the miseducation of the soul. Carter G. Washington, Robert Taylor Holmes, Marcy and Brooklyn, projects and hoods when we were pushed in Cali to Florida. Hardly cushion. It's like the terrorists, never ending shipment of American Indians from Belize to the Caribbean. Gives I shot this sheriff meaning. Shut my field can be read, no book. Flows in my veins were prepared with no hook. Behind the back pass with flair, no look. This beef is rare, get fed, no cook. We're peaceful people, they call us animals. Truth of the matter, they were cannibals. Practice unclean religious rites. Evidence tangible, check the annals. I bring heat, this beast flammable. Feel free to critique this canonical. If your brain's deeply maniacal, release or get treated damnable. Used to be Hannibal, I talk black hole. Fighting the line, now the chief's back with bulk. That's big muscle drip up to tussle with Uncle Sam, Big Brother, and his clique. I put that on Abraham and Esther. It's a must, we band together. Plant in the devil to stand the weather. Sound strong, each clan better. Whether we feeling the man's pressure. Turn our signs to hand gestures. Rid the land of the damn settlers. This is a call to my ancestors. Based on real life. It's nothing like the old school. High vibrations is what it feels like. It's nothing like the old school. This goes way back. Before I was knee deep out in them streets, gangling. Like the prison and that old crazy mess. This is what really makes me me, y'all, at its core. So check it out. I arrived in 1970, August 14th, to be precise, eldest son, firstborn of 5, alive as the Christ. Had sunny days, just like I had spooky nights, which accounts for my old lows, had my newly heights. Childhood, not of the norm, excellence how I perform. Deep down, I was mad, that's why now I braved the storm. Memorize Psalms and other passages of scriptures after learning the Quran to fend off the jinn's whispers. It was like my mother and father tried to hide us for the Pontius Pilates, Herods, and other outsiders. No celebrating holidays, kept away from ungodly ways of playing games, calling names the cost of what folly pays. I'm saying you wouldn't believe such discipline, wishing to make friends with the neighborhood children. But it was like wish again from early on, was taught I was different, not better, just gifted. There's a big difference. Had telescopes, microscopes, chemistry sets, books, maps, paints, carpentry tools, wrote poems not yet known as raps. Learned alphabets and mathematics from my mama. Learned meditation and martial arts from my father. Watched my uncles create music, so I beat drums, play keyboard. With my dad, the guitar he strummed, didn't consume pork nor beef. I would eat plums, not knowing this was part of who I would become. True story. This is based on real life. It's before all the jail feel nice. The genius within me, the angel of light. High vibrations, it's what it feels like. True story. This is based on real life. This before all the jail feel nice. The genius within me, the angel of life. High vibrations, now around. It feels like 1982 was no longer separated from the outside world off the porch. Yeah, I made it. First noticed her standing in my b-boy stance. Leapt at the chance and began to break dance on wooden floors. I got sore from the workout. It was me, Chili T, my man Shabazz Muhammad, and Phil G. When I met her on 93rd, next Jeffrey Manor, master of all crews, was written on my banner. The manner of my approach. Yo, I rocked her. World with backspins, atomic flares, and helicopters, hella proper. Guys that were awesome, tried to get fresh. Up at Basma and on commercial, attempted to test our bus moves on linoleum. Loved her on cardboard, roughed it off on concrete with combinations I had stored. Poured my heart into her around the time I met Dula, Yusef, Rashid, Stony Island Park, CVS, school, the battleground, found passion. Another element turned my heart into graffiti, evidence of being present. Taggers united together, network of writers who most times put all-nighters. True riders, 1987, we were kings of the line. Won the epic war with Sass on the dead rhyme. My guys, Dickie, Tron, Advanced, Plain Sound, and Vanish. I do this for you and the true TUT clan is the bandits. True story, it's based on real life. This before all the jail feel nice. The genius within me's the angel of light. High vibrations, that's what it feels like. True story, based on real life. This before all of jail feel nice. The genius within me's the angel of life. High vibrations is what it feels like. Let's clear this up. I am the great matriarchs, give to America, rare, uncut, sun-complected, yet deemed wretched of the earth. Though my old blood's majestic, shall shed the most rejected. Nevertheless, check the record of my birth. Never read a book for knowledge of myself. The silence I felt, not from wildness of wealth, but from rawness of my breath. I received meditatively. My mother and father educated me. I author faith creatively. I've walked through a few schools of thought that truth is art and has no cause, yet the cause of everything think falsehood is law, yet the manifest of right. What's in darkness comes to light. These words Timothy didn't write, that didn't quite sit well with a gang of y'all. When it comes to fiction, hell, truth is stranger, y'all. I came to y'all to bring the fault of a government that's been de facto and the enemy of so-called black folks. I mixed with being realistic and amidst it. How's it we've allowed this shit from golden fire now cryptid? Y'all complicit in spirit with the metaverse. Metaphysics also makes me America's curse. I'm not in competition with men or women. I'm defending my household from those who are pretending, garbed in skin the same as us, taking up the same name as us, who attempt to claim the same reign as us. Gotta be satisfied with societies like Westworld, where Bernard's really Arnold. Dolores is your best girl. Universal soldier, iRobot is now the task force. Advanced passport is on its own crash course. With or without y'all, I'ma own my role and bring fire upon them. That's on my soul. Y'all waiting for the Galactic Federation to come save y'all. Another United Nations site up to further enslave y'all. In this primordial realm, I'll tell you what, she has some younger children in a nutshell. One like Marduk, which is known as Marduk in one mythology, which is known as Amun-Ra in another mythology, which is known as Yahweh in another mythology, which is known as Zeus in another mythology. She had these younger gods that went to war with her in one of her consorts called Kingu, which was one of her earlier sons and her consorts. She went to war with them, and they went to war with Tiamat, and these primordial gods, this primordial god was defeated by her son, Marduk, Zeus, Amun-Ra, Yahweh, or any of the male deities. So that male deity destroyed the mother principle.
Yo. What's going on, everybody? Yeah, I was running around. They say I wasn't feeling too good. Well, I'm not getting the energy, but that's the reason why they come on. And besides that, I had Alexander outside most of the day yesterday in the sun. So how's it going? I've had like 4 people call me to say, wow, magnificent. Appreciate you guys. And I want to say thank you, Baby Girl Slaughter. Appreciate the 5x5, which is 24, but appreciate the donation, hon. You know, I'm never going to stop the ladies from donating, but brothers. And somebody else donated too. I appreciate you too. I'll dig your name out in a minute. So I wanted to get into some things because a few people brought it to my attention. And I told you, I don't get in the glorification of myself. Though you should glorify yourself, but not on the pretense of a false narrative, false riches and everything else. Don't think that you don't have enough or that you don't have, because everything here was meant to be utilized. And I don't want to get into the self-righteous ambiguity of, well, the world, everything should belong to everybody and blah, blah, blah. It's funny when I was saying the government was fake. That was before Trump, long before him. When Bush was there, when he came on our carrier to eat, and I got up from the table and left. Yes, the second Bush, when he was president, came to the Nimitz. I got up and left. Got us into that war, right? And yeah, I was right there. They had selected people. I was sitting right at the table because I sat down wherever I wanted. I saw him come in to eat, and I was like, oh. And everybody was like, what's going on? My Moroccan brother, my African brothers, all my brothers who knew walked out of the cafeteria. We didn't even eat. We went and grabbed a box lunch off the front end and a couple of burgers, sliders. But people were sitting there going, Red, I remember you did a video on my other channel about the word God. The fact that in numerous parts of the so-called Bible, which is your history, but so contorted. This is how foolish they are. That is so misconstructed. That they had people running around thinking it's them without knowing if it's them. The original story is about us. The true Atlanteans. Of course there were Palestinians, but not as you see today. When you think about the Racial Integrity Act of 1924, that was when you became black. Not everybody bought into it because many people were, a lot of our ancestors were taking the lives of those when they would come talking about, hey, black, they would take their lives. But you see the boule, I don't like saying that word because that's just one of mischief. These worthless things, and some of you belong to these fraternities and these organizations. Some of you know some of them that walk around talking about masonry and all this other stuff when they should leave it alone, because Prince Hall was no different from W.E.B. Du Bois. A sellout, a traitor. He was put in position to mislead and misrepresent to attain false power. Negro, necro. Now people said, wow, man, this is what they were saying, some of them. I saw your video, and you can go read the comments, and then they hit my Gmail because it's there. I thought you was crazy. Nobody's wrong or right. How can you be wrong or right when you don't know? Like I just made up the story about Edinburgh, Scotland. Sitting there with a 90, 80, come on, 87, 85-year-old. The origin of Masons who were cheering when Theodore Albert Herzl went and started propagating to do what he did. And that was in the 80s, y'all. She said she really didn't even know her age. But as far as they counted, it was 90. None of them really knew their age. They knew they were older. I want to read this to you. People have been floating around that half pork chop, Photoshop, Benjamin Franklin talking about America. Well, let me read from his actual writing of his essay. Observation concerning the increase of mankind. In fine, a nation well regulated is like a polypus. Take away a limb, its place is soon supplied. Cut it in two, and each deficient part shall speedily grow out of the part remaining. How many people know people have lost who had amputations? And it's funny how they say your leg will never grow back. With the right frequencies, it will, because unbeknownst to most, some people go through 12, 20 surgeries because their bone is growing back. The leg is growing back. The finger, the digit, the hand is growing back. So they must make it unable to do so to keep the narrative, right? Each deficient part shall speedily grow out of the part remaining. Thus, if you have room and substance enough, as you may be dividing, make 10 polyps out of one. You may of one make 10 nations, equally populous and powerful, or rather increase a nation tenfold in numbers and strength. And since detachments of English from Britain sent to America will have their places at home so soon places at home so soon supplied and increase so largely here, why should the Palatine Boers be suffered to swarm into our settlements, and by herding together establish their languages and manners to the exclusion of ours? It's not Negroes, but blacks, Africans, or Hamitic, as what they say. And by herding together establish their languages and manners to the exclusion of ours. Why should Pennsylvania, founded by the English, become a colony of aliens who will shortly be so numerous as to Germanize us instead of our Anglifying them, and will never adopt our language or customs any more than they can acquire our complexion? Germany was a Negro continent of our ancestors, as UK. Which leads me to add one remark, that the number of purely white people in the world is proportionally very small. All of Africa is black or tawny. Asia, chiefly tawny, meaning the majority were melanated, like us. America, exclusive of the newcomers, wholly so, black. And in Europe, the Spaniards, Italians, French, Russians, and Swedes are generally of what we call a swarthy complexion, as are the Germans also. The Saxons only excepted, who, with the English, make the principal body of white people on the face of the earth. I could wish their numbers were increased, and while we are, as I may call it, scouring our planet by clearing America of woods and so making this side of our globe reflect a brighter light to the eyes of inhabitants in Mars or Venus, why should we in the sight of superior beings darken its people? Why increase the sons of Africa by planting them in America, where we have so fair an opportunity, by excluding all blacks and tawnies, of increasing the lovely white and red? But perhaps I am partial to the complexion of my country, for such kind of partiality is natural to mankind. When I spoke of Atlantis, the Great Fall, I wasn't making it up. Those of you who choose to debate and argue with so-called Native Americans who are way out of context and don't know no truth whatsoever, didn't even know about the great cities here or anything. How about the fact they say Plains Indian, and when they tell you the plains, those are the remnants of the original Egypt. For Egypt here is the Egypt that existed everywhere by the narrative. Mount Rushmore was built upon ancient relics, to which that bastard, that Mason, destroyed with the help of the Army Corps of Engineers, the narrative of a new army. Do you know how many pale skins run around who come from our bloodline? Millions. When I say fake, fraudulent Jews, it is exactly what they are. Warlike matters not, for they are not war. But you have capitulated. They poison your food daily. They have their weak millions in a position of their false narrative, and you move in fear. You allow in ignorance because of the sellouts, especially coming from New York, Pennsylvania, Virginia, California. Seattle, Washington, Louisville, Bama, Nebraska, Idaho, Oklahoma. All those sell out. You see some of those worthless Seminoles in Oklahoma? Seems like the ones who got bitten by the bed bug of liberalism still buy into this out of Africa crap. You have some prominent people who have excellent YouTube channel who sit there talking about they half African. No, they have an enemy bloodline maybe, but they weren't enemies at first. And y'all still listen. I see a lot of you following them, hitting like on their little nonsense. You don't even know what you like. Tartary, we built it all over to protect. When we didn't pay attention to the inside, we were only looking at the outside. The remnants of Mars and Venus, Apopolis, a place, not a planet spinning around. A more melanated. Some of you are going to get it. Majority you won't. And y'all waste time debating and arguing with these fools and these lunatics who are the seed of their father's work. How dare anybody think they know the name of God when several times over it tells you, for they all ask, it cannot say, but this is what they said. For I am as I exist. That's the narrative they're painting. When I say ye are gods, it doesn't make you beyond the scope of reality, for it is eternal. You are eternal. You have permitted and allowed so much, and your choices are still to allow far too much. So what? There are things that move among and around us, for we move around and among them. What is time? I would like for somebody to explain to me what time is. Not what time it is. What that doesn't even mean anything. What time is it? That means absolutely nothing. Somebody explain what time is. What place or placement is. To put or establish. Place or placement. I want to know what time is. Not because I need or have a need. I want to know what you know or believe. Time is a parameter of sound. What is the first thing they teach you? Sound travels. Your voice travels. How does it embark on embarrassment? How does it embark on travel? How does it move? If in order to hear what you say, it must bounce off of something. Why are there echoes? Is that not part of a color struct? A frequency? Is it not numbers by the math? I can't stand that word math. Then if you are composed of frequency and sound vibrating at a very, very low rate, then why are you not allowing your frequency, your vibration to arise, to ascend? When I come crash into you, baby, and I come into... Y'all know that song, right? I'm the king of the castle, and you're the one that I... Dave Matthews Band. Come crashing in. So I appreciate people recognizing. But look upon yourself. For the answer is you. You do not die. You are more powerful than you can even imagine. But you're stubborn. And you're arrogant in your ignorance. And you choose unwisely and proficiently wrong. You have allowed them to change your whole structure. Cowards will remain cowards. They will always remain cowardly. It is a choice. Whenever you sit there and profess to be tough and bad, you have already exemplified your cowardice. You seek nothing else. You have no want of truth. So therefore, you have made your bedfellow. You have made your stay. Oh well. If you believe that being tough is based on a thought conscripted by a feeling, then yes, you believe. That means you lack knowing and knowledge. Therefore, you are your own defeat. You are in defiance of self. You've alluded to the illusion you exist in. Your place is exactly what it shall be, purgatory. For your essence is not required nor needed anywhere. You will remain in a cycle, and it will only become worse. Nothing you can do to change it, because you have put your 10 toes down in that field. You have vehemently, in the last chance of change, chosen to embark on the most hideous of, it doesn't even taste good, to stay there. You'll be gathered. These things are fools. It's obvious something we were protecting ourselves from. And we were very good at it. But one thing our people forgot, they forgot to allow self-ascension. They worked on as mystics outside of themselves. But there were those who worked on themselves. And they cannot be stopped. Y'all keep making the worst mistakes available because you choose not to see the truth that is available. Nothing can be done for them. Only they can make a choice. It wasn't enough that I was the first one to tell you about George Orwell, Manny P. Hall alluding to Orwell's facts of surrealism and the reality of the situation. When we talk about Mr. Freeman, Arthur Kessler, they believe they can kill a dream when a dream is false. The truth they attempt to hide, and in doing so, they bring more purgatory on themselves. I can't say everything, because they have to go all the way to the end. But you better get it together. Because there's far too many dumb niggas running around. Punks. Effeminate. See, I said effeminate. Kind of like, but isn't. Luminous my ass. I'll be on today to read for about 2-3 hours. Y'all come back and join me, you hear? I'm about to make me some big ass elk steak and about 6 eggs. Sit back, enjoy my watermelon and my green drink. 1 meal a day, that's where I'm at. They have painted a picture that all y'all see is death, mayhem, and chaos. But to you, you don't see it. And that's all you see, but you don't see it. You've acclimated and it's become a part of your so-called life, living, whatever that means. And you think you don't. Right now, how many of you right now argued yesterday, scolded your children, denounced, ridiculed, debated, made a statement so empty that you believe in the fallacy of his existence? How many of you think, based on a structure of belief, that you know more than enough? It's funny how people say they believe and alluded to knowing, but knowing means no belief, but structured in something sound, evident, something based and steeped in a fact, relevant. Belief means it's not even quasi. There's no reality there because there's not enough information. Yet, you've acclimated to their chaos. So you believe you know. Make that make sense. That's like saying conspiracy theory. When conspiracy conspires to a theory, and the theory alludes to the conspiracy. So in fact, it's one and the same goddamn thing. But because y'all are like this, but not standing, you think you know based upon your belief. Again, unfounded, unsound indoctrination of foolish diatribes. They've done a good job. I don't mean an attaboy, not even golf clap. What I'm saying is they've done a good job in convincing you of how stupid you are. Why they call you mouth breathers and feeders. Why they poison you. Isn't that kind of ludicrous? And to say we got to create a new order. We've won. They haven't won shit. But you're fucking giving it to them. Because you're steeped in your stupid ambiguity of nothing. Your false blackness. Further ridiculing yourself in a state of death. To be a Negro. To further do your own magic on yourself as a necromancy. You don't have a fucking clue. And they're so high on the horse that this shit I'm saying is irrelevant. They're so high on their fucking horse, they're stuck. And you have the best opportunity ever. But because you are so busy crying death upon yourself, consumption of self, without even knowing self. For there is no I and I. For you don't even see me as I see you. You know what it's like to see the truth and then somebody come along and grab it and go crinkle it up because they don't recognize anything? You'll become a ledger, the heading on a fucking piece of paper that'll be forgotten tomorrow in the rain stepped upon in the streets, blown away in the fucking wind. Exactly, Charles. Berry boy. Y'all just popped up. Your jaw dropped, Lacey? Snoo. Come on. Sell you that chopper. That's all you see. Okay, Charles, I got you. Delusions. That's my baby girl right there, y'all. Snoo, snoo. Omac, got you, brother. Benji, what's up, beloved? Just wanted to shout everybody out. Y'all popped up. We wasn't even here, so that's kind of weird. Berry boy, it's good to have you in the house, beloved. I'm going to go ahead and end this. And 12 o'clock, be prepared. I'm going to read. I'm going to read quite a bit. Hopefully those who have been paying attention can pull some of the pieces and put them in the direction they need to be in. Ground and sun gazing, yes. More than that, fast. Allow your body to go through some pain. Allow the pressure to be like an old home or an old shell that you must free yourself from. Molt and build a new home, a new edifice. Stop idolizing anything and everything. Stop fretting and worrying. So when you do that, when you truly do that, you'll know. Oh, you'll know. Ladies, brothers, see y'all roughly at 12:30.